adult birds in the area know those facts for sure. Now, once they reach 2 years old and they have reached sexual maturity, their tail literally grows in that bright orange, and it's like a permission slip from their parents saying that it's time for them to go on a date. Now, another interesting fact about our red-tailed hawks and those tails of theirs is that your juvenile actually has a longer tail than your adult. In fact, up to about 2 inches longer. Now, why in the world would a younger bird have a longer tail with more surface area than their adult counterparts? Yeah, to help them fly. Birds use their tails for steering and stability. So by having a longer, wider tail, it increases that surface area. That increased surface area allows them to compensate for those unexpected wind gusts that happen from time to time. Now, the downside of this is that increased surface area actually slows down the hawk a little bit because it produces drag. So your immatures are a little bit slower, but they're a little bit more stable, just like training wheels on your children's bicycle. Now, let's talk about your red-tailed hawk as to where they like to live and what they like to eat, because Tilden here is known as a generalist species, which means they generally live everywhere and generally eat anything smaller than them. So you can find a red-tailed hawk from our east coast all the way over to our west coast, and from parts of Canada all the way down into parts of South America. So they're a very widespread bird. Now, as far as what they like to eat, well, just about anything smaller than them. So those frogs, those mice, those rats, those snakes, even those lizards are on the top of their list. But they can also take those squirrels and those rabbits, no problem at all. Now, speaking of things that Tilden would like to eat, if you've ever heard of a chicken hawk, or if you've ever watched Foghorn Leghorn and the cartoon referred to a chicken hawk, this is exactly what that rooster was referring to. Now, why would they refer to Tilden, your red-tailed hawk, as a chicken hawk? Well, it's because a lot of times you do find them near chicken coops. All right, Tilden, let's see how you do. Awesome. That was excellent, sir. I am thoroughly impressed, and I'm sure everybody else is too. Now, as Tilden hangs out down here and acts a little like a chicken, back to that chicken hawk story. Why do we call this bird a chicken hawk? A lot of times we actually find them near chicken coops. The reason being is because they like to hunt out over open fields. A lot of times we call these large open fields farms. A lot of times if you have a farm, you also happen to have a chicken coop. And if you have chickens, you usually like to feed them. Now, how does this all play into Tilden being a chicken hawk? Well, if you spread feed around that chicken coop, it invites the rats and the mice up from the surrounding woods. So, your rats and your mice run up and start eating on that chicken feed. Your snakes follow the rats and the mice up. Your red-tailed hawk follows all of those animals right there towards that chicken coop because it'll prey on those rats, those snakes, and those mice, no problem. Now, will a red-tailed hawk ever take a chicken? Yes. Would we ever eat chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hard day and age to be a chicken. So what I say is let's compromise just a little bit with our red-tailed hawk, because it is no bird's ecological job to go out there and plow down our domestic livestock. In fact, if Tilden takes a chicken or two a year, I say let's compromise, because what he's doing that is far more important is he's eating about 1,500 mice in just one single year alone. But I think he's done an excellent job. Have y'all enjoyed meeting a red-tailed hawk? All right, thank you, Tilden. Now that's just